Hello, this is Sue Ellen with Sue Ellen's Lilla Rose, and I'm here this afternoon with another craft for kids. And I have determined that our internet is just not fast enough for having everything going on that's going on right now. So my video may be blurry and hopefully we don't lose connection. But what we're going to do now is for older kids, or if the adults do the nail part, you could probably do this with younger kids. It would be good for hand-eye coordination. So I'm going to walk through the steps. This is actually a project for my Homeschool Co-op class, Handicrafts. And so I'm making this video so I can show them how to do their next project. So
because the COVID-19 has us all at home.
Yeah. So each kid will get a block of wood. So not everybody may have a block of wood laying around your house, but I would like to point out that I was able to get all the supplies for this. The nails, the wood, the sandpaper at Lowe's, because Lowe's is still open.
What about the string?
I had that yarn, but Lowe's doesn't carry yarn.
Yeah.
But Walmart does, and Walmart's still open. So I'm just taking the sandpaper. My brother-in-law cut the wood for me. Lowe's couldn't cut it the size that I wanted, but they can make cuts for you if you don't have a saw at home. The smallest they could do was 12 inches, so you would have a bigger piece if you have Lowe's cut it for you. And you don't have to be too exact with the sanding, just enough to get any loose pieces off that might make a splinter on your finger. So you want to use that piece?
Sure.
Okay, so you saw my heart template already. I started, so you don't have to watch me hammer the whole time. Elizabeth is going to be using an E. So the next step of the project is we printed off an E, really big. That was like 500 point Arial black. And you center it on the block, and then you'll use the... Did the tape come out?
Oops.
You want to go grab the tape off the table? We're using masking tape or painter's tape, or you could use washi tape, or whatever tape you have at home actually. You could use scotch tape or pretty much anything. Duct tape might be too strong. It might leave a sticky residue on your wood. So she's running to get the tape. You could also paint the wood first if you want to have the background not a natural. You could paint it or stain it if that's something that you have at home. You could paint it white, or you could paint it a solid color, or you could stain it.
No stylish bracelet?
Here, you want to tear off 2 pieces for each side, like I did my block. And I'll hold it down for you. We're still outside in the wind, so hopefully it's not too windy. So I mentioned in my post earlier, if you want to see more craft videos that are done really well, you should go check out my sister's Facebook page. Her name is Duct Tape and Denim, and she's a very talented crafter.
Do you think this is not going to turn out, or?
Just saying,
I don't. Done really well.
She's good at what she does.
So am I. I made a tiny glider out of toothpicks and paper and paint earlier.
Okay, so the nails that I'm using are panel nails. I got white ones just because I thought they would look better. And they need to have a head on the top if this is something that you're going to leave up. If you're making something that you think you might take the string off of and do again in a different shape or a different color, then you might want to get the kind that don't have the top on them or the head, or use whatever nails you have at home. So I spaced my nails about a 1/2 inch apart all the way around, and as you can see, it doesn't have to be super exact. Sometimes when kids are doing an art project, if they get a nail off or something off, not exactly like the display, they get upset and think they've ruined the whole thing. You can leave it crooked like that, or you can gently take a hammer and tap it a little bit to make it a little straighter. But I also teach my students in the art class that it doesn't have to be perfect, and nobody's is going to look the same.
It's art, so there's really no right way to do it.
Okay, so I don't know if we're going to both be able to hammer at the same time. We're just going to try it and see how loud it gets. So I put them about a 1/2 inch apart, and I just eyeballed it. And as I go back on this side of my heart, I'm going to try to make them line up pretty evenly. You could use a ruler or something with a straight edge and hold it across if you want to do that, or you can just do your best guessing with your eyeballs. Oh yeah, we only have one hammer, so we can't both hammer.
Why didn't you think of that earlier?
Sorry. So I'm going to show you, I'll just put the nail on the line. Hopefully you can see that. And then hammer it in. I'm trying to get them about all the same distance apart. And if you're scared about hammering your fingers, you could use a pair of needle nose pliers, or I guess these are called round nose pliers, or even a bobby pin could hold the nail for you. Just put it in place on the line.
Somewhere on the line.
Oops. It's actually harder to do that than it is to hold the nail. So I'm trying to get them about the same height, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to go kind of quickly to get the rest of the nails in there. And like I mentioned before, this video has nothing to do with hair, even though I put it on my Lila Rose page. This is a craft project for my Handicrafts class that is not able to meet right now. Sorry, did that depress you again?
Well, I'm not depressed. I just wish it would come back.
We're all ready for it to come back.
Like, okay, you saw the tiny glider I built, right, Mom? Now I need to build a life-size version of it and see if it works so that I can glide across the pond.
And I'm not even paying attention right now to see if they're even on both sides. I'm just trying to hammer this quickly so we can move on. Would you like to show the glider that you made, Elizabeth?
Yes, I'll go get it.
So if you're watching this for class or for a tutorial to do with your kids, you might want to just watch on fast forward until I finish all the nails. Unless you're watching it live, then you can't fast forward, but I'm almost done. Elizabeth made a little glider the last couple of days out of paper and toothpicks.
Mm-hmm. This is it. These are the toothpicks. I painted them green. Here's a spine along the back. And then here's the tail part, which you would use it to turn. And then we have the wings. And I got some paint onto the paper, but I used this, what is this paper called? Is it called graph paper?
Graph paper.
I used graph paper because that would be a lighter paper than some others. And then I have like Oh man, it came off again. This rudder keeps coming off. Oh my goodness. It came off completely. Apparently I need more hot glue. Yeah, I hot glued some of it, but then other parts I just used Elmer's school glue.
Okay, so for the students who are worried about getting things correct on your string art, let me show this now.
Okay. I'm really
you can
proud
see
of this.
right here, this nail is off, and I don't really have enough space to straighten that up. So your parents can help you with this, but the hammer has this end, and that is for pulling things out. So if you're very careful, you can get it in there, and you can use it to straighten that nail, or you can go ahead and pull the nail all the way out if you want to just try that one again. Because what happened is my nail bent. So I'm going to do that one again.
Oh, you know, I'm going to take this inside so it doesn't blow away.
Good idea.
Now I need to build a life-size version of this and actually try to fly across the pond. Of course, that'll probably take several tries. But
Okay.
now I probably have enough time now.
All my nails are in the project now. And you can see it's not perfect. It's okay though. So then we're going to take the tape off. And tear the pattern. Okay. And you can see where I made the little boo-boo before. I wasn't able to go back into the same hole because the hole was angled. It's okay. That will probably be covered up by string anyway. So then I just have some yarn that, here's an end. When you start a string art project, oh, I didn't sand this board. I guess it was a different one that I sanded. I don't want to get a splinter, so I'm going to go ahead and sand that edge. So the boards that I picked when I went to Lowe's, I wanted a thick one so that it could stand up like this and not have to have a hanger to go on a wall. So I picked an 8x2. If you're having Lowe's to cut it for you and you want it to be a square, then you would need to start with a 12x2 piece of lumber. Is that right? Do they make 12x2s? That's what you would need to make a square though. Or you can just leave it as a rectangle. Alright, now where's my end? Here we go.
Yay.
To start on the string art project, you're going to pick a nail and just tie a knot. Okay. Tie a knot. Elizabeth is working on her E.
It didn't go in at all.
So you gotta hammer a little harder, and you might use the use the porch.
Okay.
So I trimmed off the extra piece, and then you can kind of make a pattern like straight up and down like that, or you can zigzag all around. The goal is just to make it go in a little farther. Eventually we're going to fill up the whole heart, and if you get to a spot and you want to go a different direction, just wrap it around the nail. I like the variegated yarn for this because we get all these different colors, and you want to keep it pulled kind of tight. Hey, Can you nail at the other end of the porch so it's not right beside our microphone?
Okay.
Thank you. So keep it kind of tight. And if you're in my Handicrafts class, then I will be getting a kit to you soon that's got the supplies for you to make your own string art. And I'll have several patterns to choose from. You don't all have to do a heart. I'm thinking star, heart. Elizabeth is doing an E right now, so you can get an initial. Don't want to. If you're doing a heart, make sure you leave that dip in part there. And we want to make sure that every nail gets string on it at some point. The way my thing is unrolling, I'm just gonna move my wood now. That way I can hold it tighter. Now, if you do a circle or a pattern that is symmetric on all sides, then you can come up with some pretty cool patterns if you put the string on in a pattern. I'm just going freestyle. It's like one of my favorite flexi clips is the freestyle. So let's see. So first, since I'm going freestyle on here, I'm trying to make sure that every nail has at least one place where the string touches it. Okay. Let's see. Come up to this one and down to that one. And I think, oh, there's one over there that needs a. Okay, I can't really go directly to that one, so I'm gonna cross over and go up to get that string. Now, let's see. At this point, I could stop. Why is my screen so dim? Oh, I bet my battery is low. Yep. Only have 5% left, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Haha. Pretty quick. If I wanted to stop at this point, I could just tie it off to the nail, or I can keep going and make it thicker. I think I'm going to keep going, so I'm going to try to push my strings down all the way around so I can make it thicker. And oh, there's a nail I missed. There's another nail. Oop, man, I didn't do as good as I thought I was doing. So I'll go grab those nails. Look, I'm on purple, yay. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and I will post a picture later that shows what the finished project looks like. Because my battery's about to die. Wouldn't you know? Okay, thanks for watching this string art. Oh, there's another thing. After you finish doing all the strings in the middle that you want, you can do a string that goes all the way around the edge to kind of give it a finished look. When you get over here, you would need to loop around that one so that it goes up. See, that kind of gives it more of a finished look to have that solid edge around it. So, students in my Handicrafts class will be getting kits to do this at home soon. And thanks for watching. Bye.